I have one conundrum,
you got a conundrum.
because this has been troubling me. Because
Yes.
there's a lot been happening of
Yeah.
this. I'm part of this building society group, another building, and every time on email, there's a barrage every day of at least 10, 12 emails, maybe more. Some days it's 40 emails it goes into, and on top, before they start their thing, it says without prejudice. And then it goes into, let me tell you about Mr.
Full prejudice.
Yeah, it's full. Let me tell you, he's a two-faced son of a.
I live near a place called Noble Chemist. Now, Noble has these photos of people that they put up, and it says these people are criminals. And they're normal photos, right?
It's not like
It's
not
in a
those photos.
bandit hat with one eye.
one eye like that. Like
Just doing this something very little
that's not the
video.
photo.
They're like not red-handed. The Indian consumer does not want to hear no.
So it's always like Bengali में क्या है?
Yeah, it's a but this is a Cambodian restaurant. But Bengali में क्या है? हो जाएगा.
बन जाएगा. They always like बन जाएगा सर, बन जाएगा. Like बन जाएगा, हाँ बन जाएगा. क्या चाहिए आपको?
So all our letters begin like that, without prejudice. साले, तू बारा.
मैं दिखाता हूँ
ये
तेरे को.
दिखाता तू बारा. Without any malice or malified intent. तेरा बाप को इतना मारूंगा, etc. I'm retired.
I'm done.
But- Kunaal,
Hi, Paul.
this is a message.
This is a message to all those who have missed our Habitat show.
Yeah. They have one more chance.
You've got one more opportunity to catch us live on the 15th of December at the NCPA
NCPA.
at Nariman Point.
You missed it. It was your fault. But like Coldplay, we're giving them another chance.
Another chance.
Yeah. Coldplay, they got another chance in Ahmedabad.
Yeah.
We're giving people a chance in Bombay.
So bookings will open
Yeah.
at 12. No, it's open.
No, it's
you can
open.
just book
It's
it.
open.
You can just book it at
It's
any
currently
time.
open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
but,
can just book
but
it.
anything can happen. It's like
Yeah.
Coldplay, it can go also suddenly.
It can go.
Yeah. In fact, the last show we did is gone. The
Where?
Because the date is gone. The show
The
is
show
done.
is it's over.
It's over. We've done
Yeah,
it.
we've done it.
So see, you can miss your chance.
Yeah.
That's the thing with time. It goes.
It goes.
And
So
then
so don't let it go this
yeah,
time. Come on the 15th of December
Yeah.
and we'll see you there.
We'll see you there. Unless there's your good reason, like you've died.
We'll see you there.
That also, it's a threat.
Yeah, it's a threat.
Yeah. So
I'll see you.
yeah. So Kunaal will personally.
You come. You
if
come, I'll see you.
He'll beat you up. So you imagine, like you went for this podcast. They seem like such lovely guys, but then they started hitting.
Hitting people. What kind of comedy is this? But tell me one thing. Why do people say, you come, I'll see you.
I'll see you.
I'll see you. अच्छा मैं तुझे देख लूँगा.
Yeah, but why
It's a
will I
direct
come then?
line.
I won't come.
But even मैं तुझे देख लूँगा.
Yeah.
मैं तुझे देख लूँगा means I'm just going to
I'll
see
see you. देख ले. That's why the
हाँ देख ले तू देख ले.
response is like that also.
So then what?
Then see me.
Then see me.
I'll be there. I'll see you. You saw me. Now?
Nah, but I saw you.
Yeah, fine. I'll go home now. It's like that. So it won't be any of that.
No, it's just a normal
We won't hit you. We
show.
won't hit you.
Nah. You
With
come,
them, some rules.
you'll see us.
You'll see us. We'll be there. Hi, good.
Hi, Pal. This is opening my eyes a little bit.
Yeah,
only.
I just thought maybe
It's a long day today.
I thought suddenly that that you'd finally,
Hmm.
after doing many episodes, that finally it was driving you crazy.
No. I'm
This
just,
was one
I'm
of
just,
those episodes
I'm
where-
feeling very tired today.
Yeah.
When you feel tired, do you take anything like if you need to, like a lot of people, they drink like an energy drink.
Yeah.
They like, I guess coffee is one way to
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
You just, or sugar.
Yeah. No, when I get tired, I don't hide it.
You just sleep.
Mid sentence, someone
Yeah.
saying, something like your aunt is in the hospital.
Yeah.
I just don't have any other button. I just
Yeah.
get into that sleep button. But I thought that properly, like I was going to say hi Kunal.
Yes.
And you went.
Yeah.
And I
Sorry.
thought no, that's fine. I thought that finally
Hmm.
that you had lost your mind.
Ah,
You know, like finally after years and years, it was sort of
it's
like I'd be
happened.
like, "Hi, Kunaal." Hi. Finally, you've gone crazy, and I thought that it'd be so good that the live audience would experience your meltdown.
Meltdown.
You know,
But there's still time.
there was yeah,
I'm pacing myself.
slowly,
It'll happen.
slowly. Because why meltdown in one go? Why suddenly "Aye." Do it slowly? You know, like as time passes, start talking gibberish.
So that people can see a person's
Mental decline
mental degradation right
in one
into
podcast.
craziness. And then you can actually compare what we were at the start of this podcast and what we were at the end, and how like crazy we've gotten.
Can you imagine like people talking about us some years later? They're like, you know, they started as a comedy podcast. Anuvab and Kunal, they used to talk about conundrums every week. Then slowly they started going crazy. And then one guy started eating the microphone as time passed. You know, it was like they slowly descended into proper madness.
Correct.
You know, where it just became noises and insanity. But I sometimes feel like on good days also, in our heads we sound like that, like mad
We
people.
do.
But anyway, so
But not today.
not today.
Today
we
we're
are still, we have our
we're
faculties.
sane. Sort of.
You're rehearsing.
Yes, I'm rehearsing for a play.
Tough work, no?
It's hard work, yeah.
Do you ever think, like at your age, like you would have produced something mentally that would have some income regenerating capacity? You know, like set up a steel plant or something, which would not require you to do physical labor to make a living. We've talked about this once.
Yeah.
And I'm segueing into a conversation about retirement.
Correct,
Which is
correct.
why I'm coming to this.
So you're saying that like when you planned your life, did you plan it in a way where you felt like by the age of 45 you'd have stuff just happening and funds coming into your life
See, I
without
guess
having to
I
really
guess
do
I didn't
much?
plan it because I wasn't clever enough. I didn't realize that life is a lot better if you have generated an idea that generates income.
Right.
And also, I didn't like all of us that are not that clever to do that have to physically work. Like you have to be in a rehearsal. I assume back-breaking work.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, you feel good. You've done something.
You know what I figured is that, and I think that this is quite obvious to everyone, is that having the idea is not good enough. You know, you have to execute the idea.
Yeah, correct.
So, like in my teenage years, when there were not many malls in India, I said, wouldn't it be great to start a sort of mall? And all that. Like, what rubbish! It'll never work in India. I had the idea.
Yeah.
You know,
But
I'm
someone
saying
else did it.
Someone else did it. So I'm saying it's all very well to have ideas of how you,
Yeah.
you know, like
See, now that guy, he's relaxing.
like there
but
was
you're
one
still
idea I
working.
had for a jet engine. You know, I said, what if the air that's coming towards you is used to propel you forward, which is in basically a jet engine. But I didn't know, like, I'm not saying I invented it. I'm just saying that the idea.
Yeah.
I'm not, and everyone must have had some sort of idea. Like, I also had the idea that is it the fan in the lift that's making the lift go up? It's not.
No.
But it's a good idea.
It's a very good idea.
It's a good idea.
So you're saying that Rolls-Royce that make all the jet engines in the world, they were a little ahead of you in that idea.
They were, but about like 100 years, like about 60 years ahead of me.
Which is why the head of Rolls-Royce is relaxing.
He's relaxing.
And you're still in a play.
Yeah.
A lot of people in this country talk about retirement, retiring early, etc. And everyone, nowadays there's a word that's being bandied about. It's called the fire number.
The fire number, yeah.
What is
It's your number that you need to retire with.
right? Like everyone has a different fire number. Now, I was listening to a financial expert who said his when I used to like him, I used to listen to his advice. He said his fire number is 50 crores.
50 crores.
Yeah. So I wondered, what is he doing? He's already 45 years old. What is he doing that requires 50 crores? So, do you have a fire number? And
I
what
don't
does
know.
it mean to you?
I mean, the problem is that even if you do have a fire number,
Yeah.
whether it's 50,000, 5 lakhs, 50 crores, whatever it is, once you achieve that number, then what will you do? Will you actually retire? That's
Yeah.
the whole point.
Yeah.
That because then once you, if like for me, I feel if I retire, then I'm kind of dead. No, like I
Correct.
mean, like I'm already.
No, you can think of business ideas and never do them.
Now that's true. I mean, and
But
I
then
love
actually, then you're actually doing
having a
nothing.
lot of free time. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a wonderful thing. But would you want to retire? Like, would you? What will I do with that like fire number?
I'm always fascinated by the people who I wouldn't want to retire. I also, because I think I would become a pain to other people if I retire.
Right.
I might even go into the life of crime. Because like idle mind, I'd have if I have nothing to do. But luckily we live in a city that whose inflation rate is high enough that you by default will not retire. Because suddenly the next day something is very expensive, petrol is expensive, we're on the verge of war.
People
So-
are laughing at you for thinking of retiring with 50 crores.
Correct, correct.
Thought of retiring with 50 crores.
Yeah.
What a fuck.
Correct. So that's the thing. I think everyone has their own fire number. My thing is that I won't be able to handle the downtime. The downtime, I think I'll cause trouble for the people.
That's what I'm saying. I don't ever, I don't think I'd really like to figure out what that fire number is.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I have any use for it.
Yeah.
Because if I had the 50 or if I don't have the 50, I'll still be doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like, why will I guess it depends from person to person.
Yeah. Yeah. Correct.
Right? Like, I
Correct.
would still trouble people with my performances.
Yeah.
I'd still be a pain in people's asses in their ears with this podcast.
Yeah.
I'd still want to try and attempt to do something. I mean, I'd still be busy making a nuisance of myself.
Because Joseph Conrad, the famous novelist, said the point of life is to annoy the world.
Exactly. And see, all politicians and actors
Yeah.
already do this.
Yeah.
Politicians don't retire, right? Like politicians, they just die.
Correct.
Nobody retires in
Correct,
politics.
correct.
Like, they're always in it.
Correct.
Or even an actor, right?
Yeah.
An actor is just constantly acting. I mean, either they're out of work, but they'd want to be acting.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not like I've retired from acting. It doesn't,
Yeah.
in India, it doesn't happen.
Correct.
Like Denzel Washington can say, but he's listed 6 films. He'll probably
Yeah.
die by the end, the 6th film.
He's in Gladiator also. Now.
Yeah, and I'm saying that, like, these people are announcing, but
I've retired.
I'm done.
But you're promoting this film.
Yeah. And you're talking about 6 more.
Yeah. Like a lot of people say, I'd be fine retired. Meaning they'll get up, they'll play golf, they'll potter around the house, they'll do small things. But where is the point of being alive without jealousy,
Deceit,
anger? Now, let us say you retired. right?
deception.
You're living exactly cheating. He got paid how much? That's what. Let's say you retire, right? And say you have a lovely farmhouse, let's say, and you go live on the farm. 2 days later, you switch on the TV and you see a rival, say someone you don't like, getting a part that you turned down the audition for. Next day, you go back to work just to see him die.
And I'm saying that what happens is that whatever the politics, I'm saying that, this office life is not for me. I don't
Yeah.
like this office politics and all. You're
Yeah.
telling me that you won't replicate this on the golf course. 100%. 100%. Like, even if you're going to get into, see, I don't want to get into club politics and building politics, but this is what retirement leads to. And that's my biggest fear.
Yeah.
Is that you just change the location of
Yeah.
where you're doing this shit.
Yeah.
Earlier, you used to do this shit, you used to write off a letter.
I'm going to finish Mr. Bakshi.
Correct.
In flat 603. Finish him.
He's going to be finished. So I'm saying, so that is what retirement leads to. And that's
Yeah.
my biggest fear.
Yeah.
My biggest fear is that I take all this shit that I do in my professional life and I bring it to my building society.
Kunaal Kapur used to be an actor.
Yeah.
Now he just hassles 303 every
What is
day.
he doing? Or like, I bring it to the golf course.
Yeah.
He's like, that bastard, he
Yeah.
took my golf
He's
club.
damn
He hasn't
petty.
given it back my 9 iron or whatever the fuck. I don't even know the clubs, but whatever. He's taken my thing. He hasn't. So now all these petty things and all that
Yeah.
caddy, he stole my caddy. I don't want to get into all this.
Yeah.
But it's going to happen, right?
Because ultimately, all life is a reputation that you're carrying. Right?
You're-
carry that reputation into whatever this new circle is. retirement.
exactly. So what you're going to carry your same personality into retirement?
Yeah.
That'd be very
Horrible.
boring.
Kunal, I have a conundrum about my local chemist and justice.
Okay.
So I live near a place called Noble Chemist. And Noble Chemist
It's a chain.
It's a chain.
I have a Noble.
Near Noble. Now, Noble has these photos of people that they put up, and it says these people are criminals. And they're normal photos, right? Where the people are smiling, they're just walking to the shop, they look in the camera. So we don't know if they're criminals. But Noble has decided that they're criminals because they tried to shoplift at Noble.
So they're not photos of them doing this.
No, there's no
Or
evidence
it's like-
that's posted. They
It's
look a
not-
little sheepish, some of them, but normal faces. These faces.
It's not like
It's not,
not
in a
those photos.
bandit hat with one eye.
one eye like that. Like
Just doing this. Something very little
that's not the
video.
photo.
like not red-handed, like in a cartoon. It's not that.
One mole over here. Like that.
Yeah. What is it? Looking like
This person.
yeah, not suspicious photos, just normal photos.
Normal photos.
And so it says criminal.
Criminal.
And the difficulty is now that everyone walking into the shop believes that they're criminals because they've seen this photo. And my question is, how can noble chemists, whose job is to sell you medicines, be imparting criminal justice without a trial? I mean, which court of law has decided that these people are criminals?
But what is the instruction? Like, why are they giving us this information?
Say, be very careful of these criminals.
These criminals. But I'm
in
saying
big
that,
font.
see, that they can be careful.
Yeah.
Right? Like they behind the counter can
Yeah.
see the person and say, hey, you're this. They can be careful.
Yeah.
Now, if they're putting the onus on me,
Yeah.
so they're making me now the arm of the law.
Yeah.
So then they're now saying, just watch out for these people. So then
Yeah.
you're in the shop and you're like,
Yeah.
is this person here? Like, am I
I've looked many
am
times.
I supposed to take action?
Yeah.
Like, have I been called to arms? Like,
Yeah.
is that like, am I
That's-
supposed to throw a toothpaste at this person? What am I supposed to
That's
do?
what they're telling you.
So they're saying
Yeah,
that just
be
be
wary.
wary and turn them in.
Yeah.
Are they saying turn them in? Like,
Don't move.
don't move.
Don't
Don't move. No, I'll clean your ear with the earbud. Like, what do they expect me to do?
They
with that?
expect you to first agree with them that they're criminals.
That they're criminals.
Step one. Two, if you see them, catch them and turn them in to whom I don't know.
Yeah.
To the noble police.
So I think that the authority over there would be the
Yeah.
cashier.
Yeah.
The
I guess
cashier.
he's the judge.
He's the judge. I've noticed that at Nobles, what
Yeah.
happens very often is that they do some sort of billing, but then they send you to the cashier,
Yeah.
who's the last guy, because
Yeah.
he's the guy who's handling like your card payment and this and wahan pe jao.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like it's very much
They
like
do bill and then they go to
so
this guy.
so these are now they've already got a sort of hierarchy
Yeah.
set up over there.
There's a main guy who's
There's a
taking
main
the
guy
money.
who's taking the money.
But my question exactly,
He's the judge.
he's the judge. So my question is, how is Noble, which is a pharmacist, a local pharmacist, innocent local pharmacist, how are they? Do they have the authority to impart criminal justice of this kind?
They must be having the whole process in the shop, no?
Right.
So they must be having a small trial also. They must be like, if you turn the person in,
Yeah.
there must be a small trial. Like the person comes.
Who's
in,
representing you? Who's your lawyer?
This is Raju.
Yeah.
He's my. So then they say, देखो ये photo लिया था, this that.
Yeah.
Then one other guy saying, sir वो aisle में जाके उसने ये लिया. So then they must be having a separate section.
A trial.
So do they pass sentences also?
Yeah.
Is
Can
my
you
thing.
hang someone there?
Can you have any sort of like
Yeah.
the sentence has been passed?
You walk in, how macabre. Imagine you're just buying some blood pressure medication.
वो jail है side में jail है.
Jail at
There
the
are like 4 people there
gallows
just waiting at Noble Chemists.
for stealing a blood pressure medication. So exactly, if you're going to impart criminal justice, they should have
They should see it through.
the full line of
Because here they're accusing someone of being a criminal.
Yeah.
And they've decided that the person's a criminal.
Yeah.
And they are tainting that person's name and saying that this person's a criminal
Yeah.
without going to the authorities.
that was my issue with it. Like, how can you call someone a criminal? Then you let him see the full force of the law.
Correct. You
Which
have to
you're
see
saying
it
is
through.
them only.
It has to be there. I'm sure it's there at the back of the shop. They must be having like a small cell or a small, like, one
And
of
they'll
those
free
chairs.
you also.
They free you. You can do time over there.
So what's going on there at this back? So they've got a full judge,
Yeah.
which is the cashier.
Which is the cashier. Then you get
I didn't
sentenced.
steal it. I didn't steal it. You
and
stole it.
You stole it.
Admit it. Confess. Confess.
मैंने लिया.
And then 3 months jail, which is there only.
Correct. छोटा वेपुर अब लिया, छोटा वेपुर अब, बड़ा नहीं था.
2 months jail.
2 months jail. They'll put you at the back.
And then they'll put your photo up. This
Yeah.
convicted.
Yeah.
Because then they should tell us all the things that they've done. You can't just put these people are criminals.
Correct.
With shoplifters' photos. Then you have to say convicted, under trial. Like in any Indian court, they should put everything.
Everything over there.
Yeah.
So they are their own country.
Yeah.
They are their own. They have their own sort of laws
And
and
they've got
conventions
medicines to keep you alive also.
that they administer.
Yeah.
But it's a good thing. I mean,
It's a full justice system inside a chemist.
it'll definitely be faster than the one we have outside the chemist.
Takes years.
Yeah. This will be quicker.
The Indian legal system takes forever. Maybe
Yeah.
they know that. That's why they've done this.
Correct.
Kunal, I have a question about the mind of the Indian chef. I went to a restaurant in Alibag where on the menu, I'm just going to read this out to you. On the menu at this restaurant in Alibag, they had Italian, Mexican, Thai, Chinese, Indian, continental. And I want to know what kind of a chef. Normally, when you become a chef, you know one thing. Right? You know how to make one thing.
Or whatever. You don't like a certain
Japanese
cuisine.
chef
You're that
or
kind of chef.
Chinese chef or Indian
I
chef.
specialize in tandoori.
Now, this guy, he can do everything from tandoori to like a continental beef Wellington. Now, what kind of expertise do you think you need in India to be a chef? Because this is not uncommon in India to open a menu and find everything from
Chinese भी है, Thai भी है, pizza भी है.
how can a chef be that qualified?
For me, I've always thought of an Indian chef as a sort of he's a sort of mathematician. He's got formulas for things. Like
Okay.
he's got a formula for, like, let's say he's making a chicken Afghani.
Okay.
So it'll be a formula. It'll be like X plus Y into 2 equals chicken Afghani. And then he just changes like one element from that, like X plus Y brackets into W raised to 3 equals like sushi. It'll be, it's like he's got everything there at his disposal and he just takes it and he just does tack,
Butter chicken
butter
by
chicken,
9
butter chicken,
plus pasta
butter
equals
chicken in
bolognese.
Like it'll be butter chicken plus pasta equals like whatever, chicken bolognese. And it'll be like, it'll be pasta,
Like Rawas,
yeah,
raw equals sushi plus Cuban equals Bengali.
yeah.
It's like that.
Kosha mangsho. But it's not even the same animal. It'll be like a different thing, but suddenly you'll get something.
So,
So,
the Indian because the Indian consumer does not want to hear no.
so it's always like, Bengali mein kya hai?
Yeah. It's but this is a Cambodian restaurant. But Bengali mein kya hai? Ho jayega.
Ban jayega. They always like, ban jayega sir, ban jayega. Like, ban jayega, हाँ ban jayega. क्या चाहिए आपको?
So the Indians have no regard for the place they've just walked into.
Because they want everything, everywhere.
So we went to a new Silk Road Afghani type restaurant. This child kept insisting on chicken nuggets. He kept saying nuggets nahi hai, and they kept telling him this is an Afghani restaurant. And then the mother at one point said, please request the chef. And nuggets came out. So imagine that chef who is trained in Afghanistan, whatever, he now has to be ready
For the nugget.
for chicken nuggets which might come, which is not something that happens in other countries.
I mean,
When you walk into a pizza place, say in the US, you can't also, I think, ask him for momos. But here you can.
here they'll put the momos on the pizza. There's a thing called momo pizza.
Oh, there is.
Yeah.
Really?
Like a pizza with little momos on it.
So that must be some person, some crazy person who said, do you have momos on pizzas?
Ban jayega.
then it's stuck also.
It's stuck.
So
Bana
what
denge.
we are eating is the insanity of many
Yeah,
requests.
yeah. So that's why I'm saying that the Indian chef is very much a guy who just can. He's
a
just
combiner.
He's just the combiner. He's like balti chicken. Like, it's done.
You don't want to be in that kitchen with him for those 2-3
No,
minutes.
he just produces it. It
Yeah.
just comes out.
He's like, customer bol raha hai, mat bolo, mat karo, mat karo. Customers also forgot. ले जा, क्या है ये? बोल दो कुछ है.
कुछ है.
Yeah. So chicken ava bubaba. Excellent. I just asked for that, but I asked for sharbat.
बन जाएगा.
So I guess in Indian restaurant, instead of a, what is it called, mixed menu, or what is the word for multi cuisine?
Multi cuisine restaurant.
We call it multi cuisine. They should just be like, what do you want?
Yeah.
Come in, what do you want? We'll make it.
Multi cuisine is basically everything. Multi cuisine is a guy. He's
Named
welcome.
Ravi.
He's Ravi multi cuisine. I am multi cuisine.
Some catering college.
Yeah.
And he's ready.
He's ready. Now you just throw anything at him and he'll produce it.
Ravi, butter chicken.
Chili cheese toast. Ready. Butter chicken. Ready.
Ravi, beef Wellington.
Done. He's got it. He's like, whatever you throw it at me, I'm just gonna.
Ravi, caramel custard with Mongolian hot pot.
And dosa. Coming up.
Kunaal, I have a question about people. So I have two questions. One question I have about Uber drivers. When I've never had an Uber driver lately who hasn't been reading something or watching something. I once had an Uber Go driver recently who was watching a full film. He had the film Bhool Bhulaiya on and he watched the whole ride. He just watched the film with that sort of fuck it, if I die, I die. I'm watching a film over here. And I was sitting in the back, so it was fine. Now, the more I pay, I realize that there are gradations of Uber. I realize the higher it goes, the more attention I get from the guy. So, is that what I'm paying for now in Uber? I'm getting a driver who's fully attentive just on driving. Like earlier, the lesser I pay, I get a guy who's watching a film. I once got
On
a
his
guy who
phone.
was on two phones. He was just doing whole different things he was doing. The regular earpiece is standard now.
Right. That, of course, is a constant
But you pay
conversation.
$200-300 more and you get a driver
Who's just driving.
Who's just driving. So I think now that driver is a premium now in an Uber.
It has nothing to do with the car. Because I earlier thought it had to do with the car, but then I ordered like an Uber Plus or whatever this thing. And I got a car which had a windshield which was stuck with sellotape. So the guy, it was a windshield and he had just put sellotape on all four sides and it was shuddering like this. And I think
So you
one of
didn't
the
even
wheels.
get a full car.
I didn't get a full car. So I'm thinking that now Uber Black or Uber Premium or whatever this thing is, maybe it starts with a whole car. It starts with the whole thing with all four wheels also. And a driver who. See, none of the drivers know where they're going.
Yeah.
Because they're just getting messages from
that phone.
The phone. So there's no point
You
even.
get a full driver but no knowledge.
No knowledge. Knowledge is it's not within the Uber app.
No.
So the knowledge is not there, or opinion or anything like that. Or like for me, that was the I think that the premium would be a guy who
Knows Bombay.
doesn't have a phone, doesn't have the map on. Like when you just tell him the destination, he'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So he's engaging with the route.
Gateway to India.
Gateway of India. And can also, because generally in the past I've had very good conversations with normal cab drivers, Kali Pili cab drivers, politics, state of the city, roads, BMC, what they're doing, Then some of them will be racist, some of them will be very liberal, some of them will be, I put some story.
The romanticism
of Bombay and, kahan se, this, that. And then by the end of it, you've kind of had a ride and then you leave. So that is So now I'm not saying I want that with every cab driver.
That's
but
very high price.
But is that now a premium thing?
See, first, what are you paying for? First, basic level, you'll get a driver who will be watching a film
Right.
and he's running into a wall.
Correct.
If he's not, then it's your lucky day.
And he's watching something which is very aptly titled Bhool Bhulaiya, which means I don't remember where I'm going, what I'm doing, and it's all a maze to me. It doesn't make a difference. Yeah.
He's just driving. Now, if you die, you die. You
Right.
signed up for it. The next level guy is just, you'll get maybe just some attention
With a full car.
with 2 phones and a full car. Then third level guy, you'll get attention on the road.
On the road.
Yeah. Now, Uber Black, high level guy, you'll get a guy who just picks you up, chats with you,
When
knows
you
the
want.
direction when you want, and drops you.
Correct.
But
That's
no one's seen it. People have
no.
heard it.
It's like those credit cards they talk of, that that airline card.
That HDFC, some
like
black
something.
or something.
Yeah. It's like
It's not there.
It's not. It's a myth.
It's not available to us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kunaal, I have a last conundrum.
Yes.
And this has to do with a little bit, it's a line that people use at airports. I just want to know where you stand on it. Where, and this happened to us also very recently in Delhi, where there'll be a guy who'll just walk very quickly into a line where we're all waiting at the airport, and he quickly says, my flight's leaving, my flight is leaving, my flight is leaving. Sorry, my flight is leaving. And then he goes to a lot of people till one very clever guy stops and says, what's that? My flight is also leaving. Oh, that guy wasn't hoping to be stopped.
In fact, everyone's flight
Yeah,
is
everyone's flight is
leaving.
leaving. Then now the guy gets jacked.
Yeah.
He's like, what time is the flight leaving? 1 hour. My flight is leaving in 30 minutes. Go at the back of the line. So then now the guy goes. But it's a nice line. Do you think that a different, better line is needed for him to go through that line? Because you can't use the line, my flight is leaving, as a strong enough line. Like, what do you think he can say? He can't say fire, because then the line will break up.
And then you're arrested.
You go to jail. So what can he use to get quickly through that line? Because he's been using my flight is leaving.
I think that you have you seen those? I think that what they should have is like one of those collapsible wheelchair luggage thing.
Yeah.
Like where your luggage can turn into a wheelchair.
Yeah.
So
You sit down.
you sit down, and then you whatever. Like I've seen a lot of people who
My flight is leaving.
my flight is leaving. But again, my flight is leaving is a very weak line.
But if you're handicapped,
Handicapped, then,
like we were talking about the gradations of society. So someone mentioned if you're a foreign woman, you come and say,
In
"Excuse
India."
me, my flight is leaving. I don't know what accent this is. It's just some any accent.
Lithuanian.
Lithuanian. A Lithuanian lady comes and says her
Yeah.
flight is leaving. And they're like, her flight is leaving. I was
Please.
about to do another Lithuanian accent, then I realized, why would the immigration guy have Indian immigration
Indian.
guy be Lithuanian?
Her flight is leaving.
Like, why suddenly-
Why am I talking like this?
why,
I'm Indian. Oh, your flight is leaving.
why is everyone suddenly Lithuanian?
Yeah.
He said, your flight is leaving, your flight is leaving, your flight is leaving.
Her flight is leaving.
And the
yeah.
Lithuanian lady's like, why are you guys talking like this?
Yeah.
So she's higher.
Yeah.
Right? But if you look like us, you are the lowest level. You're an Indian man of a certain age. You're quite low on the totem pole. You're like a chooth.
And
basically.
healthy-ish without any physical
Fat,
ailment and
married,
Yeah.
usury. So you show up or I show up, right? At least you're
No
a movie
special,
star.
no
At least I
special.
show up there and I'm like, flight is leaving. But whatever. Then they just put you at the back of the line. So then you need a better line. Handicap is always good.
Handicap
'Cause
is
if I
good.
show up and I say my flight is leaving and I'm in a wheelchair, or like I pretend my flight is leaving, then at least they'll make way.
Yeah.
Initially, they'll let him go. His flight is leaving. There'll still be one guy who's like, 1 second. What is flight is leaving? It's a line for flights, boss.
Yeah.
Where all our flights are. Then you'll be caught. You'll get jacked to go at the back. So I guess the trouble with the flight is leaving line in an airport is everyone's is.
Everyone's is.
Yeah.
So what is the unique thing that your situation that there's no other unique situation?
Unless you're a clever line, which was inexplicable enough. Like, my dog is over there. Over what? My dog is over there. His dog is over there. It's vague enough.
Yeah.
Where people might let you go. A bit uncertain.
Yeah.
If you're a little bit vague, like, my son is like that. Just vague, but, I mean, my wife and my dog. And then
I think
everyone's like,
that-
and his wife and his dog are just,
Yeah.
like, then he would let you go. If I think it's just the vagueness is critical.
Yeah. But I mean, it all depends on what, who's in the line and whether they let you go and like
What questions?
what questions.
The conscientious objector. Excuse me, what? That guy is the trouble. Like if you keep saying, I have a heart condition, then let you go quite far. He has a heart condition. Heart condition. Yeah. 1 second. What is your heart condition?
It's pumping.
Then
Mine is also pumping.
go on the back of the line. So it's who catches you
Yeah.
is the main thing. That's the thing.
I have one conundrum,
you got a conundrum.
because this has been troubling me.
Yes.
There's a lot been happening of
Yeah.
this. I'm part of this building society group, another building, and there's some problems happening over there, legal issues and stuff. And every time on email, there's a barrage every day of at least 10, 12 emails, maybe more. Some days it's 40 emails it goes into. And on top, before they start their thing, it says without prejudice. Now, without prejudice means I mean, I don't mean to be,
I'm not prejudiced.
I'm not
here.
prejudiced over here. So it says without prejudice. And then it goes into, let me tell you about Mr.
It's full prejudice.
Yeah, it's full. Let me tell you, he's a two-faced son of a whatever, So then it goes into that. So then the other guy
That's
will say,
personal, it's
yeah.
all personal.
Then again, it'll say without prejudice.
Yeah. That's full prejudice.
And full prejudice. So, like, just by saying without prejudice, does it allow prejudice?
the other way around, actually. Because I think he's put, to give himself a legal disclaimer, he's put without prejudice.
Without prejudice.
But in India, earlier they used to write without prejudice and then have legal
Legal, these things, yeah.
document. Now it's without prejudice and then we directly get into
So
it.
they've just adopted this
Mr.
term.
Raj Shankar Sharma
Yeah.
is a thief, a criminal, liar, and a vagabond
Yeah.
without prejudice. His wife has been roaming around with strange men in the corridors. Like that, it gets really,
Really,
dirty.
really dirty, yeah.
Yeah, but it's always that without prejudice hanging at the
The
corner.
without prejudice, it starts with.
Yeah.
So can we just pick up any legal terminology like that and then negate it after the thing? Like you just like pick up any term like that and then not. So we've just adopted this term randomly without prejudice.
So there's a lot of Indian legal terms like where people will say this matter heard wide qua 14 thing squashed qua wide, lot of Latin, and then you'll get into the nitty Indian part where
Right.
Ramesh Chauthani slapped defendant Gaurav Chauthani
Yeah.
and said, "Tu bahara itna marunga." And then he'll get into without prejudice, qua wide wheresoever here for under.
Yeah.
Sale kutte. Here forsoever, forso with.
2 shots were fired on the day of.
मेरा हाथ इतना जोर से तेरा मुंह पे लगेगा ना साले. 14 December, amicus curiae prejudice. It's a mixture of Latin and abuse.
Yeah.
Because it's ultimately, we get down to barbarism.
Yeah.
But the legal language is
Legal
still
language
Latin
is
in
Latin
India.
in this way, yeah.
So all our letters begin like that, without prejudice. Sale, tu bara, tu bara.
मैं दिखाता हूँ
Then
तेरे को.
दिखाता tu bara. Without any malice or malified intent. Tera baap ko itna marunga, etc. So it's that. It's a
It's
mixture
nice.
of Latin
It's a
and
disclaimer.
abuse.
It's a disclaimer.
It's a disclaimer.
It's a legal disclaimer.
But somehow Latin abuse next to Hindi works really well.
It's very good. In fact, there should be some Hindi songs which are a combination of Latin and Hindi. Like
Yeah.
it should be. We don't use it enough in pop culture.
So Harvard's logo is Veritas.
Hmm.
My school logo used to be Labore et Constantia, hard
Right.
work and constant labor. So I think we need the Bernard Shaw's play Arms and the Man. The Latin was Arma Veramcus Camo,
Right.
Arms and the Man. So I think if you got together a lot of Latin words like
Hmm.
that, like Seritus Paribus,
Hmm.
all things being equal, A set plum something, the glory of Rome,
Hmm.
something like that.
So that's what we need in a this
In a
thing.
song.
In a song.
Like, now, how would you fit all that into a,
Hmm.
Seritus Paribus, मैं आऊँ रात को, whatever, like,
गोली बार भेजे में
yeah.
Ceteris paribus.
Yeah, you need the chorus to be. Yeah.
Something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
So it's that. Without prejudice. Bheja shor karta hai. It's that.
Yeah. Without any prejudice, please come to see our NCPA show.
Yes. Please come to see our NCPA show on the 15th of December. It's a Sunday.
Yeah.
It's a Sunday.
Sunday.
So yeah, and we'll be there.
Yeah.
And we'll be talking.
Talking
So come and watch us talk.
on Sunday. Because you can talk amongst yourselves. But we'll talk for you.
How often do you get to see just people talk to each
They're
other?
like, hey, Dad, you want to talk? They're talking. Just come.
They're talking.
Just come.
And we're talking, so you don't have to.
You don't even have to. You just sit there in a room near your house and other people are talking.
It's lovely. You'll
Where do
enjoy
you
it.
get this kind of entertainment?
This service.
See, you go to a film, they blow up a truck, etc.
Nothing like
It's
that.
very calm. It's talking. Please send us your conundrums, YouTube comments to our email ID at ourlastweek@audiomatic.in.
That's the one.
Send it there. This still feels a bit creepy. This camera.
It's
I
over
can
your
never
shoulder.
relax into this couch.
over your
It just
shoulder.
feels a little dirty that we're still here.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, kya dekh rahe ho?
Hmm.
You know, it's a bit sort of. I don't know what I mean by this noise, but yeah.
My ass goes to sleep on this couch. I think.
Yeah, it does, no? Because we're not used to be. We were used to be
Not
uncomfortable.
so comfortable.
Yeah, this is too comfortable.
This is so comfortable. I'm feeling I'm going to sleep. Putting
Yeah.
myself to sleep.
I know. I'm also just sort of. This is dirty. This is
This
little
is
dirty.
lecherous.
Little dirty. Yeah.
Okay.